Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Wait a minute and see if anybody comes on here. Usually at the top of like my feed, it says like how many followers are live, and it doesn't come up, or one right now. And now that doesn't come up. And I always think, is anybody even on here? Good morning, Michael. Oh, sure there are. Oh, good. Good morning, Ellen. How are you? I hope everybody's doing well. Hi, Barb. So I think I'm ready to paint. I feel like I'm in a little bit of a slump. They happen sometimes. I don't ever know quite why, but I can't get inspired and figure out what it is that I actually want to be doing next. And I guess maybe a lot of it is that usually there's like this timeline of a million things that need to get done, and now there's only 100 things that need to get done, and it leaves a space where I think, oh, I could do something that I want to do right now instead of trying to get things done, and I don't even know what that is. Anyway, long story short, this is what I picked for today. I was in Cape May this weekend, and there were monarch butterflies. They're so pretty. They're migrating, so I guess a lot of butterflies and birds stop in Cape May on their way to wherever they're headed, because it's a nice environment for them, because it's like a little peninsula. And so they stop there to rest and feed and get strong for their migration. Can you imagine being a butterfly and having to migrate somewhere? That's just fascinating. Or a bird for that matter. They seem so frail and fragile, and off they go. And that happens in Cape May, like from late September to mid-October. I was there at the end of October, but I guess because of as warm as it is, maybe they're doing their journey a little later. I don't know. But I thought this would be a fun thing to paint. Good morning, Tina. Hi, Marilyn. So we'll see how it goes. It's a little tricky because the image itself, like when you're picking out an image to paint, you want it to have a lot of kind of contrast of darks and lights, to have certain dynamicness to it. I don't know what the word is, but for this composition, I'm not sure how it's going to work, because it's really all kind of not monochromatic, but value-wise it is. It's all kind of in the same value. So I'm going to have to punch that up a little bit just intuitively, because I don't want it to look like just a flat chunk of color, And the crop that I have, it's kind of, a third. It's kind of a third this color, a third this color. Well, quarter, I guess, green. And then I think I'll put kind of blue in the background. But so I'm just telling you what I'm thinking about. As when I pick out images, I want them to have kind of a dynamic something or other. I can't think of what the word is right now, but we'll see how it goes. I think it'll be fun. I have painted a butterfly before, but not for a long time. So I need to mix up like pinkish purples. This looks like a teeny tiny like hydrangea, doesn't it? I don't know what kind of plant that is. I need greens, purples, all these beautiful reds and oranges, which I want that to really pop. So I'm going to kind of make this a little more subtle than it is in the image. And then I want my background to be kind of bluish colors, like sky instead of siding. So I'll pull this over here. Oh, I feel like I have to loosen this and actually pull it over. It's far. Sometimes I move things around when I'm working, and then I forget to. And when I film myself, when I'm painting, it's hard because this is always in my way. Someday I'll figure out a better way to do it. Now that looks dark, doesn't it? Let me pull light over closer. Oh, look at that. That was the shadow, huh? Well, that's better. Milkweed plant. Oh, is that what it is? Thank you. A milkweed plant. Oops, sorry. Trash can lid fell. I'm knocking everything over. Okay, so I'll start with my kind of purples. I'll start down here. Can you guys see okay? I feel like the color might, that's nice. This is this color that I've been loving. This amethyst is what I'm using right now. Good morning, Donna. That's really pretty. I don't know that I want to mess that up, but I think I'm going to take some of that. So it's this purple and the amethyst. And to make that a little more subtle, I'm going to put a little bit of green in there, since it's technically, whoops, sorry, a red. Yeah, that neutralized that a little bit. I think it needs to be a little darker, though. Good morning, Shelley. How are you? That's nice. See how that's more desaturated. I want to put out a little bit more. This is this. I love this Vasari. It's called Orchid. It's a nice color mixed in with amethyst to make that kind of purplish color of the milkweed plant. All right. Good morning, Susie. How are you? Looking forward to our Wednesday mornings. Me too. Oops, that's a little too dark. Let's just put all that in. I'm going to get a little bit of a lighter value. Put a little white in there. That's pretty. I think I need even more white, still a little. So where's everybody listening from today? That's better. All right. Now I'm going to wipe that off and do my reds and oranges. So I'll still take a little bit of that and put orange in there. Isn't that pretty? Shelley's in Virginia, Michigan, Frisco, Texas, Nebraska. Cleaning off my palette, nice Mississippi Gulf Coast, Cold Lake, Alberta, Canada. It's kind of some straight orange. I could keep that kind of pure. And I'll put a little bit of this yellow in here. Bel Air, Maryland. Oh, that's where my college roommate grew up, in Bel Air. Subtle, but it is a subtle shift. I think that's good. Now I need some greens. I guess I can keep this out. I'm not going to be too precious with the greens. I have a pretty limited palette from my RV in Georgia. How's it going, Caroline? You are living the life. I love it. All the fun places that you're going and seeing. What a cool adventure. I think I need more of this yellow. Queens, New York is Allie. Caroline, where are you going next? When do you come home again? I'm doing green, so I'll do a little bit of yellow in there. Make a lighter color. Irma says, happy camping, Caroline. I'm going to try to paint it. It looks so creamy. Oh, try which paint do you want to try? Which one looks creamy? I do love a good creamy paint. And now maybe I'll do a little bit of blue. So I have my French ultramarine blue and I'll put a little white in there. A bit of this violet that I have. Oh, it got a little green color there on the side, but that's all right. That's nice. I think that's a good, Carol Ann says heading to visit family in Florida and Alabama. Well, that sounds like fun. Good morning, Sherry. Yeah. And I have a little black up here too, and I'm going to need a little bit more white. Let me just put that out while I'm thinking about it. I need white for those, the little polka dots on the wings. So we'll see how we do here. Oops. And I think I will set up high enough so you don't see the words. There we go. See a little reflection in there. Okay. I think I'm going to kind of map in true colors rather than, or shouldn't I? Can't decide. I think I'll do the true colors because that was my first instinct. So that's what I'll do. Sometimes you have to listen to your first instinct. Sometimes not. His head. Okay. Looks good. I'm going to start with like Indian yellow in here. I hope that I can keep kind of a glow about it. We'll see what happens. A little bit of like a red, just to blend that to start. All right, now I need greens. And thanks to everybody who sent me in things that I could paint. I really appreciate it. I had asked in my post the other day, yesterday, seems so long ago, if anyone had suggestions of images I could paint, because I am a little bit not sure what I feel like doing right now. And I got some good suggestions. I didn't do any of them just because I wasn't, like, none of them quite entirely spoke to me. And if I don't feel like painting something, I find a lot of times it doesn't turn out. But I did hold on to them. So it could still happen in the future. As I always do, like having suggestions. Getting some blue, but I had my paintbrush was a little dirty. I found a new color app that I've been playing with on my phone. It's like a game where you have to put the colors in the right places. That entertains me so much. I don't know what it is about color that I find so fun, and like I could sit and play with colors all day long. I'm sure a lot of you guys probably feel the same way. for this little head. There we go. It's kind of mapped out just that quickly. Now I'll do pigment sticks just for the fun. The silver lining of the pandemic brought out the color in me. Oh, isn't that a fun way to look at it? Because you had time to think about it, right? There were silver linings to having time that didn't fill up immediately. And it's like, as soon as I get like a free second, I feel like it just fills with other things. And they're all things I want to do. It's all good, but... a little bit of this purple in here. I love this color. Okay. Yes. So what else is new? I'm trying to think what else new I have going on. Oh, my calendars are finished. They turned out so cool. They're available on my website. I'll show you my calendar in a little bit. I have one here behind me. Been getting them ready. I have to, I put the ribbon on them myself. There's a lot of handwork involved. Put them in the packaging, and but I'm really happy with how they turned out. Crazy to think that the new year is going to be here, isn't it? Oh, it'll be here in no time. All right, that. A little bit of green and my another color. It almost looks like a little bit of broccoli showing back there, doesn't it? Oops. And this, and that's enough. Good morning, Jill. Of that. All right, that's good. I'm going to put them away. All right, now let's see how we do with this. I'm going to try and keep it loose, even though it already looks kind of like a tight painting, doesn't it? Actually, was my owl. It was packaged with such care. Oh, good. I'm glad you liked it. Yes, that packaging and shipping, that all takes a lot of time, but it's a labor of love. Love that violet pigment. Such a great color it is. It's Provence Bleu. Water pigment stick. Sugarloaf Mom said it's like oil paint in stick form. And it just kind of adds a little extra whimsy for me to work into. I just enjoy them. They're not necessary. But the ones that I like, they're called R&F pigment sticks. Like you could buy just a couple of them and try them out. I really only use a few colors, but they just add some fun pops of color that hopefully shows through in the end, but you just never know. Just that element of surprise to see what happens. Hi, Kim. Are oil sticks similar to oil pastels? Yes, oil pastels, though, from what I've learned, like the Sennelier ones or the ones you used when you were in school, are they have a lot of wax in them, so they don't dry. But the ones that I use, the R&F pigment sticks, I think are more oil with just a little bit of wax to keep them in that form. So they do dry better. And they seem to dry at about the same rate as the rest of my painting does. Just for point of reference. They're a lot of fun. Oh, and I have a workshop coming up in Italy in 2006 in June. And if you're on my newsletter list, you already were notified that that opened up for registration just to reserve your spot. And I know several spots have already been filled. So if it's something that you're thinking about doing and you're not on my email list, just let me know and I can send you the information. I'll open up to everybody, I think, next week. But I gave a period of time where people on my email list could sign up first. Get first dibs. So I generally start from dark to light. So I'm kind of going around here looking for my darkest areas. Oh, your name's fun. Love that paintbrush. I like that. I think I'll put in some maybe of my sky. I'm not sure what I want to do here. Because I really want to keep this glowing the most so your eye goes toward that. Like your eye will tend to go toward wherever the darkest dark and the lightest light contrast is. You have to like keep that in mind because sometimes you have to add things in that aren't necessarily what's happening in your image. Gotta clean my brush real well. I just wipe it with my paper towel. I put in some of that sky. So what's everybody having this morning, coffee or tea? I'm finishing up my coffee. Now I'm going to put my blackest black in there. I did put a little bit of it in, but I don't want to put that in right now because then, like when I'd be painting the sky around it, it would be picking that up. You have your lunch. Is it lunchtime where you are? What's for lunch? Just served myself coffee. Oh, Irma, that sounds yummy. I'm having my fat cow coffee. My friend Martha actually sent me a picture this morning of one of her, like she's learning to make the hearts in the lattes. That's her art now, is doing that. She sent me one I could paint, which would be fun. Wasn't sure if it had enough contrast, but I'm kind of doing that with this too. In the Netherlands. Oh, how nice. It's lunchtime. Well, what's for lunch? What do you eat in lunch in the Netherlands? I kind of like how choppy that is. Good morning, Emily. Tea later. Oh, coffee first and tea. Yeah, sometimes I'll have tea now in the afternoon. I'm trying to learn to like tea. It's not my favorite, but I'm getting there. When I was in Philadelphia, I had a vanilla tea that I really liked, but I can't remember what it was called. Just bread. Nothing special. I don't know. Bread can be pretty special. Yeah, I like the hint of how that looks. It's not too dominant. This could go a little more like that. Okay. All right, now what? Just thinking about what I need to do next. I think I'm going to work on the flowers a little bit. And I don't want to get too lost in the weeds, but I need to add a little bit more detail. I had lavender tea once and it was amazing. Oh, doesn't that sound good? Oh, and I think 2 or 3 spots might have opened up in my France trip that's coming up this coming June too. So there's 2 choices, Italy in 2026 or France, because someone had to cancel. So if that was something you were thinking about, if you go on my website, there's a link to it that you can reserve a spot for that. That's going to be really fun. They're both going to be so much fun. I can see that's too dark, but I don't want to put too much light in here. I don't think I ever knew what milkweed even looked like. Now, because this looks, kind of like all one color, pretty flat, I'm trying to put more of my lightest areas up toward where the light would be hitting it so that the bottom, it looks a little bit darker. We'll see how it works out. That's my intention. To have it feel a little bit more like it has a top and a bottom, like underneath, like it's rounding down. You know what I mean. Now I feel like I need to work on the butterfly so that I can see if this needs to go any lighter. But I want to keep that pretty dark so that, like I said, your eyes go to the wings, to the butterfly. Now it might be a little tricky to lay my colors over top of the black, but we'll see how that goes. I can always wipe it off and try again if it doesn't work. You have to do whatever you can to get rid of the preciousness of painting so that you don't let that get in the way with like taking risks. So I don't know if I want to put the the lines in there yet or not. I feel like I could. Oh, I'm not sure. Kim, where can I find the information on the Europe trip? You either you can email me and I'll send it to you, or you can find it on my website under the Learn tab. The link is in there. For the France one, if you're thinking of the one in Italy in 2026, then you just have to send me your email and I'll send you the information, because that's not open to everybody just yet. But if you're on my email list, or if you want the information, I'll send it to you. All right. What do you think? Do I start putting those darks in there? I'm afraid to do it. You ever work on something, you get to a point where you feel afraid to do the next thing? I do all the time. All right, I'm gonna do, this needs to be a little bit thicker in here and harder edged. So the wings were open. The butterfly had just landed on the flower when I shot the photo. Its little wings were open. So this is actually one of the wings. I don't know if visually you can even see that. This, two parts of the top wing, and then I'm looking down, so this is actually sticking up toward me. All right, I think I can be reckless crazy and see what happens here. All right, so I want to let some of that underneath color, like that's what will make it look like it glows, if I can hold on to that color. It makes it look like it's oh, what's it called? Stained glass. It looks a little bit like stained glass. Yeah, the colors are really pretty, aren't they? Trip to Europe would be amazing. Yes. Oh my gosh, so much fun. And it really is such a lovely venue. They take care of everything. So all we have to do is tour around, paint, and eat. It's a nice way to exist for a while. Probably be nice to live like that forever. So we fly into Paris. It's good to spend, you have to spend one night in Paris on the way there, because the train ride takes 6 hours. So you take the train in the morning. And then when we get there, we have time to unpack and stuff, and then they make the food there is so good. And one of the nights we had a 9-course classic French meal paired with wines for each course. It was so lovely. What do you think? Do you feel like the butterfly is coming forward enough? I know I still have to put in those white polka dots and stuff, but that's like going to be the icing on the cake, or the little last thing to do. And I don't want to put too much extra color in there, because then it will get, it won't glow as much. And I like that this is quieter. Do you see how this kind of fights? It's like the same shape, the same size, and the same value. Shelley says, I'm reading all about it. It sounds so lovely. Yes. I hope it sounds lovely. I'm not a very good writer, but I hope I did it justice. That is always my hardest thing, like when I have to write blog posts or anything like that. I wish I was better at it. I'm always trying, though. Just like art, you just have to keep practicing and get better. All right, I kind of like it. I think now I need to put I need a little brush to put in whites. And I also see up here, I don't quite want this to be, that to be kind of harder edged. That. It's glowing nicely. Thank you, Tina. That's my goal. I wanted it to glow. Okay, I can do some whites. Those little bits will really pop if I'm careful. Bring it all together. These are kind of orange. Gosh, butterflies are gorgeous, aren't they? Like, this is orange in here, and then the ones in the back are white. Maybe that's what makes them specifically monarch butterflies. I don't know one butterfly from another, but I do have friends who take care of them or try to nurture them. Does everyone meet at the airport or go to the hotel first on your own? Everyone, well, you can pick, really. When we did it last time, some of us went together and some went on their own, and we met at the train station. But what I was going to plan to do is this time, since I know what I'm doing a little bit better, is let everyone know where I'm staying, and people can stay at the same place and we can go together, or, whatever you want to do. But if you're going and you don't feel comfortable, like I wouldn't feel comfortable doing that by myself, so I thought if I let everybody know like where I'm going to stay, which I don't know where that is yet, but everyone could do that together to take that crazy part. And whether we would all get to the airport at the same time, that's another question. So if we didn't, now that I've done it, I know that it's really not hard. You just walk outside of the door at the airport, and there's all cabs, right? There's a little queue line. You just get in your cab, and you just hand them a little paper that has where you're staying, and they'll take you right there. So that part's easy. easier than I thought it would be. I feel like I have to travel to Europe like 6 times and then I'll get good at it. I'm on 2. This will be my 3rd. Okay. What do you think? I need the dots on the body part of the butterfly, like in here. So that will help bring that forward too. That's pretty fun. Now I still need the little legs, or what are these? Are not legs. What are these? I just want to keep it very light though. Very little suggestion of. All right, now, do you see anywhere that I need lighter lights, darker darks? Do we like the sky, the pops of color? I feel like this is a little, distracting right in here. Soften that a little bit. It's easy. Put them in your checked bag. You can, thank you, Michael. I missed that question. Print a little note, which you can find online, saying the pigments are safe. Yep. I didn't have any problem with any traveling with any of the stuff. And Michael sent me that note. I think you sent that to me, Michael, too. I can share that with anybody who's going. Okay. Anything else you think I need to do to make this better, or am I just adjusting it and not making it better? That's how I always know if I'm finished. Like that. I can make this a little darker right in here. Anita says it's gorgeous. Thank you. All right, I think I'm going to sign it. So that was fun. I like how it turned out. Something a little different for me. Whenever I feel a little angsty that I don't know what I do, it's always good to try new things. I think that's always a sign that you need to try new things, actually. So here is my reference and my painting. I'll get in tight so you can see that. And then here are the colors that I mixed. I didn't make any new ones. And I was going to show you my calendar. I'm so excited about it. I love when things come. So I got my calendar printed, and I'm working on wedding invitations for my son and future daughter-in-law's wedding. This is what I used to do as my business, was like working on layouts and printing. And it's called Birds and Blooms. That was Michael's idea. I love it. So it's of mostly, not mostly, entirely some of my favorite paintings from the year. Like, I love this bird. It has a little green ribbon. And then there's flat florals and birds in it. It's hard to hold it and show it to you. So they're available on my website if you're ready to start thinking about 2025. And it is a great gift. Great thing for gift giving. So I'm trying to think if anything else is new. And so send me your email if you'd like to be on my, if you like information about Italy. My France trip information is under Learn on my website. And I will upload this video if you want to watch it again. And actually I could maybe I'll put a blog post up if you want the photo. You could paint it. I'm trying to think if I'm forgetting anything. And and I hope you have an amazing day. Thanks for coming and hanging out with me. It was fun. And we'll do it again next week. So thanks. And if you do go to my YouTube channel, be sure to give me a thumbs up and subscribe. I've been working on that. So thanks for coming, guys. See you soon. Bye.